fáilte a Glaschu agus chuna dána prógram Gendré a hat scrib tro Napagil Gaelic idir A agus U. Agus is seantlagéh chumas a hat bailla mór Glaschu if dékarst in a líchtrichen sin. Bailla choclúteach is chospáteach sa hidan dúil a hana Glaschu. Sin me bheith sa goú sailú rucag agus thuga me se seo. Agus stácha go mi caran fatan am a bheith chéin, ach chuda mi geann mar sin déadagar turas ganúnti sih go bheith láin chétig múte Glaschu a bhí próseal. Lenne sin gáin noch me hále el agus láhast, agus cósearid córaig agus is stéiris háirte héanaachcha a chúte Glaschu. Change le léhéid deann, cá déile a glunir apperson a léhéid. Gúni nó déad agus pure dead brilliant. Could be cow, get a leor, go sin nach the hick faculty and a vacuum sit there.
Door! Oh, God, sitting there in your simmet. Put on your jacket.
Eh?
Your jacket, it'll be early on a fella.
Is he off his work?
He's took the night off.
Oh, Ella's fella lumbers are home with a numberella. Why the hell should Ella's fella know lumberella with a numberella?
Oh, geez it. You's no ganoot?
No, nae lolly.
Oh, here a quid, away you go and get bavied.
Oh, it's a quid.
Have you started working overtime?
No, not till used to leave the house.
Come on, get into the pub, Cynthia. Your slippers will do.
What about a bash at the pash?
Lay off, you naff!
Let us examine now some of the more difficult words and phrases that we've used in the residence of the young man's lady friend, or bird, as we say.
I remember the first time I ever moved to London, I had never really been outside Glasgow, and although I was in the UK, it became apparent really quickly that I was speaking a completely different language, Glaswegian. I remember being in the Pop Idol house, and one of the contestants came down and I was making toast. And I said, oh, do you want a wee bit? There's an outsider and good butter here. And they looked at me as if I had literally spoken a completely different language. They didn't realise the outsider was the end of the loaf. Good butter was something that wasn't margarine, it was, you know, proper butter. And I remember even being a wee girl, you know, and being confused myself. My granny would be saying, oh, such and such up the road, that Mrs. such and such, she's got a boat house. And I'm thinking, she's so lucky to be living in a boat for a house. Not realising that my gran actually meant she had a boat house, as in she owned her own home. But to this day, I would still love to live in a boat, I think.
The people of Glasgow are the source of an unusual best-selling book. It's all about the way they talk. It was only expected to sell 2,000 copies, but so far more than 30,000 people around the world have bought a copy, all hoping to unlock the mysteries of the Glasgow dialect.
It is, like the Glaswegian character, an unassuming sort of book, not, one would say, the stuff of bestsellers. But expatriate Glaswegians are queuing in their thousands to buy the nostalgic definitions of well-known sayings like dinger, as in angry, or hacket, as in well past her prime.
Well, I always say that it's very rich and creative. They're always dreaming up new phrases for things. I'm always, at the moment, I'm keeping my ears open for new Glaswegianisms for future editions. I think it's an expression of the vitality of the people coming through in the language.
Tell me, what are a couple of your favourite words from the book?
Right, well, I like niaf, which is a nice, mild insult to call someone you don't like. Another one I particularly like is bahuki, which is a lovely expressive term for the backside, which again can be used in vaguely insulting ways.
One of our directors on TAG, a guy called Pat Harkins, was a great Celtic supporter. And he told me that years ago, when he was just a boy back in the 70s, Celtic had paid a lot of money for an Italian player called Enrico Ononi. And as it turned out, he wasn't quite as good as they thought he was going to be. In fact, he was a complete dud. So he was at this match once, and he was standing there, and the rain was drizzling, and his team were getting thrashed. Everybody was miserable. By this time, Ononi had been put on the benches. You know, he wasn't playing with the team. But somebody went down on the pitch, and so they called Ononi from the benches to take his place, which was too much for the guy standing behind Pat Harkins, who went, "Oh no, no Ononi on an Onu." That's pure Glaswegian poetry.
11. 11. 11. 11.
You're just saying it the same way.
I'm going to keep saying it until I understand Scottish, all right? 11. 11. 11. 11.
I'll just take us anywhere, you cow. Just open the doors.
This is a voice-activated elevator. Please state which floor you would like to go to in a clear and calm manner.
Calm. Calm. Where's that coming from? Why is it telling people to be calm?
Because they knew they'd be selling this to Scottish people who'd be going, off, I'm not sitting.
You have not selected a floor.
Aye, we have! 11!
Well, you think of the number of words that we have for idiot. You know, the way that Inuits have got, what was it, 37 words for snow. You think of the sheer volume of words we have that mean idiot. Plamp, numpty, dunderheat, tube, my favourite. This, I could go on. It just seems to be that there aren't enough words to basically slag you off and keep you in your place. And that can be unhealthy, but equally I think it is very much part of the Glasgow character, and it's certainly fed through into what we call the Glasgow banter.
Oh, Gary, are you all geared up for the fall boon-up?
I want the complete vindaloo.
Hotter than a dodgy video out of the Paddy's Market.
Spicier than a menage a trois letter to the Just June page.
Oh, Gary, I can feel my ring piece stinging already.
I want a mad, nippy, napalm, burny poet.
We are interested in your Ruthie Murrays.
Have you any specials, Owen?
Right, boys, see if you want it full bung. Go for the spicy lambuna, that's dead popular. Or the spicy beef vindaloo, that's a big favourite and all. Or the chunky sagaloo, see if you're veggie, that's magic. But if you're no, haggis pakora, that makes a cheeky wee starter. Then you fire in with the tandoori prawns, or your old pal chicken tikka. But he's a buzz if you want a shot in the staff curry, but that's no for your novices, no.
That sounds delightful.
Right, we'll have 2 chicken Marylands.
You know what your curries?
Curry schmurry.
We're only here for the banter.
Blialich in de dash, va enya me klassical mar valle va kunastach. Tar skialach in och gegangs de mianjen, ma wustes ma varag, teunje va porap, agus ekelach, gechara, balle, ons neme to wie techjal. A chashin da harige gemore ju, agus hadja washin en jedeva is fallav.
Hello, old friend. Old friend? The last time I was in that dredger, looking for a body, we found 2 others, completely unconnected. Suicide? Could be.
Everybody thinks Sherlock Holmes used to say, elementary, my dear Watson. Well, he didn't. Just the same as everybody thinks that Mark McManus said, there's been a murder. Well, he didn't. Apparently, in one episode, he said, there's been another murder, and that's as close as it ever got. But I must tell you this. They were filming outside Central Station during an episode of Taggart. And they'd taken a wee break, and this wee Glasgow wifey came up to Blythe, and she says, excuse me, hen. And Blythe said, yes. She says, what is it you are filming here? And Blythe said, we're doing Taggart. Oh, she says, Taggart, haha. Is it a repeat?
Sir, these knots round the wrists, the clove hitches, that's a double fisherman's.
What were you, a Boy Scout?
Yeah. They're used by rock climbers. That's climbing rope. And that's the shape of an ice axe.
How do you know about mountaineering?
I had to go to a theft of climbing equipment from a sports shop once.
Dib, dib, dib.
Va carriage ag maheth y gwbyr i'r CID agos hannig a cheli o'r turus. Va mysig gleog ag y naum. Va boxige, gysgol am boxe, en brein boxe va sio, gwne. Nyr gas mi bec an nishinne, hwyr mi mach gyr ein geraf gwne y chlech Peter Manuel. Ag y naum y va sien, va bra maheth y gwbyr na offigar an y Barlini. Agos se mynkel y va wodge Connery Manuel, en neuge mas deche grochig. Cwri mi gawl gyrysyn carantulich.
There was a great public appetite for stories about crime and criminals. And there were a lot of big criminals around in Scotland in those days, so newspapers used to pay money for their exclusive stories if they were off in a murder or whatever.
It's a black thing, but it's probably true that murders sell newspapers
And this city has, of course, been haunted, probably with more than its share over the years. But in my business, the newspaper business, the great stories of Peter Manuel and Bible John, I think, for me, is the biggest murder investigation and never resolved. It's an evil relationship, actually, between the media and the murder stories. But actually, given that the sales go up, it's really the readers, the listeners and the viewers who have this fascination with murder.
Daily Record. Circulation 526,000. Not all Andy Capp and angry mums. Still bright and chatty, but with a good deal more serious content added in the past few years. Perhaps a bigger quota of the sporting fraternity in its readership.
There were two wonderful things about the Record. One was the sports coverage, of course, with great writers like Hughie Taylor and Ken Gallagher. And then there was the cartoon section, which had the best of all, Angus Og. Now, actually, you know, my name in Gaelic is Cherlich Og.
Last December, Ewan Bain died suddenly from pneumonia, and with him went his creation Angus Og. The cartoon strip that featured the famous and the infamous, and never shirked from the topical, was no more. Now his wife Sheila has resurrected Angus in the best of Angus Og, a collection of favourite strips going right back to Ewan's first, from the Glasgow Bulletin in 1960.
He was doing single cartoons, and he was advised to try a strip cartoon. He did a lot of thinking, and at that time the beatniks were very much in the news, and somehow or other he put the two together. And Angus Og, of course, is a Highland beatnik, and Angus Og, of course, is young Angus, and young Angus he has remained for these 30 years as we grew older.
Ha cynnig yn ywle hafis Angus Og, va noch gach la an sy Daily Record. Mis jolas dorsach agus Mrs. Skoll, agus smönig bekan vlianlik in isjöshing va misas on the program on television at BBC, agus huer mig horum eolas hured ferre chruicha, agus ishing Ewan Bain, ferstigail Glaschu. Agus na character na chruich Ewan, vat undach collachli character na rushing uluk ma jolach, ach Jape Yarlam heen, Madeline. Maar notion ac am yearlish and yearing ish ac am ismundig ag ymlam ach va notion skralek Marlene ga Angus cor. Agus lava show hannig ach un dorish. Agus is the varth. Agus lemi is the varth cayu. Agus yevi. Over ich Angus for ich nischte till I put something on. Agus va jalva show a haring. The Varlin Ludemach beal of a skying. Agus ikarora berry.
Sé bhá mór van húla seachgain sin féh in na pepa den bige tsinamach, goharí go set sme sé fuide hana scalpain herig. Ha cúin beví lévig na neach gan inadal le dúrach, agus cúideach va mi lévig a líchtir a Glasgow le dúrach, agus me hen beach a gála Glasgow ag jidig a bhríonna sin va mi hochtíag tór rúta na tachart sé mór stochan nach ra tachart an na scalpain herig.
Big dad na bheith scríomh I Glasgow Letter gan Oban Times. Bhí dul go imimeach céalaach, bha luad rúta dul ar earth cha brúngut amas ar a thula cín, agus mar sin bhí dúine a fónach an déthe ar an detheachcin le airisinir. Có bha séin sa clúiche I Glasgow Sky na Lewis Harris, có thug seachat a vote of thanks, agus nóir sin chuir ag seachat fataláide dónich a taipaigh char a léit rútri computers na ile ann ag an nám. Is bhí an naam tíidir sin léim staie balle sin a fost me dhéirig an George Square ag a fríomh fostofas an hin gus a djenning a chúis ar an open a sa bhatain sin paper na seachcin bheit sin.
Feskerma. Ha clés na hiclische hude an san jelen scuanach, I could an Brian Wilson na bhí clábhóla go fépas naoch 7 days an san leham. Had de gra, gyfer all an nwy crytiw agus riagartyn na hiclis. Hanel calach go nwy etheped hen, agus bi a tonisio go leor, ma hyd syddeniam ahrachw go 6 days.
Officiaco gyfer barach fad gyn am y Glaswegian siach balas y bu eilidje fyd. Ha corus cehes fichit sy teich pad cniolarach fosgoltje isio. Nach ein y fachgael, Dear Green Place agos bal y Glaswegian gielach ag yn rŵt. Doch ag atakere hachastus hwg sio go adde y fwrlwy ag sy'n ffeis gar ag Glaswegian. Ffeis hwg cor agos cehed mwlaen dynnu gan y fale.
Almost exactly 100 years ago,
Prince and Princess of Wales came to Glasgow to open the first international exhibition in Kelvingrove Park on the banks of the Kelvin. Today, a prince, he is the great-great-grandson of that other Prince of Wales, brings his princess to Glasgow to open Glasgow's first and Britain's third National Garden Festival on the south bank of the River Clyde.
Va glödig is úprich go leor me léin in níos Glasgow a seo is an áhain chlúig agus a cuine be féking in na neach gan in brim sa teolach agus Diana sat ga usklagus mar sinne de hu me sin karma go lán call it him a few it ga beruach leim va Jesus skunjar sa cuinem go staine an na gale kuach fálche go féis Glasgow agus va chodaach chaneng fedish chodaach agus mar va holudúne de graach korte du va sporsal va roller coaster down va tour down va kulja aan va dat laan vloedig in het fugelnaatja.
The Scottish agricultural industries, peat bog. A display of old and new methods of extracting peat. Oh, you can almost smell that wonderful peat smoke.
Nur va níos va sin inimis cinco crí va a mód náisianta go bhí am a Glasgow. Mar farste géis a garraich agus becunneach ddim varm a cean neach genoch sna paper and nur a chayaneach ma school agus besing come into the garden mód.
Wa mis smúngin gréideach fergan a ruta na bear víomh a hánig a Glasgow, wa mis smúngin gorá mér veilach ach hanne sinne vech go vek a húlaúne go.
Garden Festival, is it? Oh, yeah, a lot of bloody... Because it's nothing but flowers, man. Nothing but flowers and plants and all that rubbish. Hey, I mean, what is the score there? What is the score? I mean, is it just me? Because if it's just me, tell me, but... I mean, what is all that about? I mean, flowers, what do they do? Tell me, what do they do? They just stand there, waving their salute and stinking the place out. And the best it is, the punters is swarming in, man. Swarming in. Millions of punters swarming in. Just to get a swatch of the smelly bastards doing it. Hey, a £5 a head and all. Yes, I'd wave myself about for that kind of dog. Oh, yeah. You didn't even get to pollinate me, no?
As a Glasgow Southsider, I'm naturally prone to the Burrell collection in the Pollock Park, because in that park you've also got Pollock House, you've got the stables, you've got animals to look at and so on. Great for a visit. Whereas in the north, I've got to say, Kelvingrove's pretty good as well. It's got its own thing with the university beside it and that beautiful song as well. Let us haste to Kelvingrove, bonny lassie-o. Through its mazes let us rove, bonny lassie-o, where the moon in all its pride decks the hollow dingle side and the midnight shadows glide, bonny lassie-o.
Ba min am alle noch ik al hij Glasgow agus nu de hikke gegriene mag, maar de stichtke ik aan na diegenjen. Weet je na holle niet ulle dalku park Kelvingrove no na botanic, dat is een vegan greenje. Is wat de zin een naatje wie als jaar lang voor een recordach gewie.
Glasgow Green is the oldest park in Glasgow, and it's beautiful. It's got the Templeton building, it's got the People's Palace, and they say that the oldest steamy in Glasgow was in Glasgow Green. I used to go down there with my sister in the summer holidays and help her with her washing, and there would be all these lines of washing there, and I'd help her hang up the sheets and the clothes. Actually, it was reminiscent of one of Millie's paintings of the women working in the fields, you know, and only in this case it had all the women with their sheets and shirts. And, you know, the older people, the older women used to say to the young ones, "Here, hen, that's no way to hang up a shirt. Come here and I'll show you how to do it."
Isn't it wonderful to be a woman? Because tonight I'm gonna have some fun. It's Hogmanay and I feel almost human, even though my work is never done. I've made some shortbread just for old lang syne. I'll give my wings some ginger wine. Wait patiently gives the door a shove. Isn't it wonderful to be a woman and have a man that's such a labor of
Ma misig yma fforstanach, charwagam sydd ddim o gach i agel ys yn y goltra ffylwm. Hwyl misig nghorym ffwydwch ysio an y glasachw. Ach dy fôren, chan i rwy ach leim sa dy gianw y fale le siwled olhau, nio colastio, nio trenig eid charigyn. Ach je ha taring yn noi gri y glasachw. Je ele ach cwrsiachadyn, colan ciwl, dolamach ty fyny y fale, spors, agos ha ji gag yn i'r diach yn ych mynd y ten change.
When I came to Glasgow first, a man got teen and gow. I was like a man adrift, the rimmel stall their howl. The noise that seemed like thunder put a to on your leaking and town. And oftentimes I wished I was the Russian Jean and beyond.
Mas dwi'n credu bod ych rhaid garam yn dosioch rhan mi Glasgow yn doi ysr dwyni fein taxis a dyrch gyda lafach gymach agos chor ymwys yr iaf ysg teich yn rea. Gwbrich mi mach gymal lwa gyrwach ymwys y dianaf ma mi ysg nogol amach ys y fel yno gan y club sy'n syleid agos spoti yd ysdegan yn taxi fe gyda driver yn y ganyach y gorst gyharid lwys y chainjach am na chael na bal y Glasgow fa mi agos at yng nghoni ffeinach ceistyn agos iach gwnnwyd agos at gymal lach agos ymwys mi gyrwys y drwy ta ffyr mi ein Glasgow sy'n narsianiach.
Chai yn goma nasineach o chwyr chos fy hiwn car ys ciad gyda bliana, gys clw o hosgan gaelig ys cyrm cynioch i hosgan a holenich ielach o fan orsyn sy'n olhau.
Mar hannig mi cw olhau Glasgow ag torsiach na siachgatan fa min am valgan chwmanorsynach. Fa chwmanorsynach uafasach cwtrmach gwniwle mar ogri as ag eiltach y falorach yr casan an sa val y fôr. Agus gyda'r var spors agus talinging yn lahing fat flianach yn.
Hosig mi an an olhau Glasgow ys fa sien uwcolach di sgalfbai di audis y bi va mi yn chwrtach ygla tor yn y milchen je golanich i va mynynus am hen. Agus feintje nach yn y vikings. Ach yw'r tanwra chan an fa mi o'n y cwsbydd yn acam ach mi o'n vala hen mi o'n y dywnia agus fiws na lwch ciwl y rad gachi fydw cosio gachi sy geisiach yn y basgars na lwch ciwl lwch i dy draed fôr. Agus y caid ydych ha hwg sien mis nach o agus spilnog Gws ag all ddwrs yn y ceol me hen, geisiach yn y dyn sian. Mi gran me hen, wal mi sy'n iais yn y ianig, stochach gyda yn y gosio sian y ianig cwtiach.
This house we lived in so long, the place I wrote my first song. So long, so long.
Byn y gael gyharit na hoi cri dol gan y triangle sy'n agad part bar, snaffle eis eila in. Agus sé fyrtjói fes acad yn hyn gylior crack, jow hiol, haw hiolach yr hwle dynnu, agus magwtio gybi drama noga acad yn hyn cwtioch. Agus nid fes y triangle y dynnig by hwle dynnu dalcu Saka Hall Street go Niels. Sé sios Highlanders Institute y Glaschu an y Niels. Ach, ha mi cynsioch ag doris y Niels gybiw torsiachat dachainia, agus iddesh byw fein hangover. Sé fes y tachars gosa gyw.
In terms of entertainment, I think that kids these days have never had it so good. You know, you've got the internet, of course. You've also got these incredible multiplex cinemas, you know, a plethora of nightclubs, incredible restaurants, and, of course, magnificent music venues, probably the pick of the bunch is King Tut's. Not only is it a very well-respected club, you know, in Scotland, but it's now got a worldwide reputation, and every band worth their salt really wants to play there.
Han dacha siocha enamal di venue sybi eile an y brechtin. Van y gosgol y dacha an y nid cietio ceir fichet to jich, ha colfain mar Pulp agos Radiohead i'r clych gysio, agos farin dwy'r manager ciwl Alan McGee, lorach i'r Oasis.
Wel, mae'n hannig siwr o'r cool yw han dacha sy'n triangle soundcheck yn rhast a hyn ymach. I'n toch finken na hanam yn y steirig yn y sio.
Agos y hwle blion na fan, na dynnu enamal y sio clych gysio. Ha mis y seia i na cietio nagos y nag. So we see it, doves.
It's an honest to me. I mean, I'm thinking the Killers get that, Texas Kujokes, listen, Ion toch gewoon zo zie. Zo'n hier tussen de even en King Tuts. Waarom die even show?
Ha mis sé a bhí seo go má tríchach tíad a féici na henneman fiús Biffy Clyro, News, Ash, Paul Natini, who was in hen, Elbow, Mumford and Sons. sé ruta ha sóirte gása in na Barland sé nach eile áireach as na blianach in na héad a gáil seachad. De haáin ha mar go bhfuil an na seirse dé Time Warp. A cha mis mente go sin na ha tálaach daoine an náte sé ddíireach pure Glasgow ha.
We are at the Barrowlands in Glasgow, arguably my favorite venue and my favorite city to play. It feels like a friendship, so it's a good crowd, and and when they go for it, they go for it. It's worked out for us as the type of band we are, like the type of energy that they give out. I think we just play better here.
As sin gléanta neáir le cuas tá Nappatil Gaelic agus na céalacha na bailla Glaschu é sin pí a ruúin. Nist an nasúil na ggéal ha sin na céalacha Paulus agus pípadan. Far an bí na bípadan na saoil na bhís na bolas ban. Far an bí na bolas ban na saoil na bhís na bípadan na goú. A dá chuút pípadan agus Paulus as a deolach acamsa agus an na nimmeach teolach ile le céalachin itar Glaschu agus na hélanin. Agus Cúnicheh. Hange dunne an chá cútramach neo chá fémal di Paulus bannig amaman. Ach, ha tjefer heorsich de Paulus aun.
Don't talk, pal. Don't say a word. I mean, you're in enough trouble as it is, you know what I mean? I can't quit the number of bylaws and road traffic regulations that you violated, so just keep your mouth shut.
Now listen,
no, you listen, pal. This is the police you're dealing with. This is the police. It doesn't say kiss me quick up there. Right, name? Taggart. Taggart. First name?
Chief Inspector.
Inspector? You mean like on the buses?
No, you dunderhead. No on the buses. I'm a police officer.
Away. My God, that's the best yet. Oh, God, I've heard them all, you know, I've heard them all. Oh, please, officer, I'm a mason. Oh, please, officer, I'm pregnant. Oh, please, officer, I'm a pregnant mason. But a policeman, a wee runt like you. Oh, yeah, don't make me laugh.
Do you know that the Glasgow Police were the first police force outside of London? Must have thought we needed it. But the police are great, aren't they? I mean, they're horses and they're dogs and that. And they're always there for you. My mother had a story about the police. She used to say, see these big fellas that come from the Highlands and the Islands? You know, the shooters, you know. Have you seen the way they walk? This, with their legs, every step they take, their knees are up like that. Do you know why? That's because they're used to walking through the heather. My mother firmly believed that.
Of course, there was the big cop who came from Uig in Skye, and his first week as a cop in Glasgow, he found a dead horse in Sucky Hall Street, and he dragged it into Hope Street because he couldn't spell Sucky Hall Street for his report. I think I knew him, actually.
I dig a dowry be piping live agus na world sadol an Glasgows. Ha fis ecam sir shen son the Glasgows min hinnek and savating be na feintje dat gaat dorse gesjach. Agus wit bama an son Glasgows duavas goonje in geesjoch in farpesi han yen. Han is een poelach maar han na blieven het jen skare gechter van het gamadi gele nam bergse. Fem mir al kar wit ma han son piepedag. Agus sirut ma han geharir son Ballamore Glasgow.
Nuring het smuinich geil agus glasoken vi smuinich pieperach agus luwet rut tacherst ounce valle as na blianich in af in het nation in pieperach conservatoire smuinich pieperach an de conservatoire regal na halap na geliske begori vi jaun ach tjurich met han sul ha sin fuoskluge mag goluch eestjach turud na Colin pieper agus at de tarrenstjach drummichens instrument electric agus go schon nach Giannig agus mar fisak in bod sé 4 rock and rollers has na pieper in coiú.
Gyfer da hesan an y Glaschu. Yn uwchyd agos yn ysgu, sam y cratsin gyfer sy'n yr saliws gyfer fer Glaschu y tŵtrum agos gyda'r a tor ysgu colodys as a chola diog mae iedig dyn uwchyd fan ac am hyn y fa ffis o nŵdi. Hanil na sawrin mae'r efad nid y fa sy'n gwlwg na boedau. Ach, hanil sy'n y cielch ac y bachodi yn y fi cratsin dwlman y chwler wt a halwch edrych na hamysad y gys yw ein.
Agus an úsin a marach me tacha be sneach gus rohug va hua. Ha ben keramig fuer vanyer. Ha ben huskes en galion vanyer. Ach en galer vlian on jes. Blad ulach stoch agus frev. Kanan mor hevis malui. Agus yn úsin de valig in jes giche ha han gaude cho fatis en galion cho crue droch hietele kafig klak jouanjes fog Gavor gachur shachet ek balig rue ach kelies bolig jarne.
Dus je huven immischer ha Glasgow goni fein immischer go iterialetje. Fius an nu laag hiu uske kreen agus fius snachgoorne nach volloos hieke green mag. Curmic jawl can be leeg in de valley, na 4 geharig, agus at leegroestje, maar gaan ze teen taps af.
Sir Walter would have loved it. The Waverley, brave and bonny as a Scot heroine, churns off into the west on a mission that owes more to the heart than to the head. Snatched from dishonour at the hands of the robber barons, she's repaying her gallant rescuers by mopping up all the nostalgia of 3 generations for paddling down the Clyde. And every Dunwater tripper enticed aboard means another day of life for the quaint, lopsided lady who brings back so many memories.
Going down the water in the Waverley to your holidays in Northsea, that was a great event. Mind you, getting on the Waverley was always an embarrassment to me because my mother would say, just stand behind me, hen, the man will no see you. And that would be her getting me on for nothing, you know. Oh, but the holidays then were lovely, you know. And I never could understand it. My mother, she always bought herself a present when we went to Rothsay. She always bought herself a new frying pan. A frying pan?
Silmig wel charstu de gaine rik, sa ha canach a campen nolik an Glaschu. Sol se fag naatje pthipig at a harige stachas on rútig in chanach, fiús ag I vinage ma jedig. Smainche drast eith carnach jodish, smainche maraki St. Enach, agus steunje a rimang hoorst, agus fiús nag hafak, hardigin evinjake, a jemes dat a graduut.
There is no pressure in the world. I mean, no pressure, not even the scientific world. Like there is at New Year in Glasgow. There's so much pressure to have a good time. And it's always a disappointment. It can't be anything but. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. You know for a fact that over the hill somewhere, there's a better party.
Here we go then. Happy New Year. Eric. Happy New Year, Navid.
Happy New Year, Isa.
Now don't you go worrying about Mina.
Oh, no.
The winter months, especially Christmas time, means one thing for me, and that's panto. Yes, I am the good fairy in the pantomime. It's just the most unbelievable experience. I remember going to panto as a wee girl, and I remember my eyes just being like saucers. Couldn't believe this magical world was unfolding on the stage in front of me. And it's so strange to be on the stage now, looking at all these little kiddies' faces, you know, 1,500 in the audience. I was playing Glinda the Good Witch in The Wizard That Never Was, and I remember a little girl who was dressed as me came running forward to the stage to stop the whole pantomime to say, "Oh, fairy, please, will you save Dorothy from the Wicked Witch?" And I just thought, you know, I love my job. It cannot get any better than this.
Spors agus Glaschu. Eric Milestad, itche de ramen seo? Wel, hapal koshakin, agus hapal koshakin, agus ha gemichen Hawaii shakin. Isike hulletin je sin. Boxig, wat enyam e Glaschu, a hun at de woord, het geschillen se wat boxer in de welle. Agus je ele, wel maar a hoers me, bal kosje, ha immer toch skipbaking te bestij krieg in de welle. Isako peen ko iat. Agus een nicht, skip in een baan, a kluchtig ieder gema aard. Díadach caran colachtis skipping a hall up a heen.
We're on the march, we always are, me. We're going to the Argentine, and we'll really shake them up when we win the World Cup. But Scotland are the greatest football team. I've heard it said that Beckenbauer's the best there's ever been. Some people think that Pelé is the greatest that they've seen. The Bobby Moore and Charlton, they're England's famous too. But Ali's Tartan Army love the boys in Scotland's blue.
I just wrote a wee song so that I could sing round the clubs when I was doing my football act called Ali's Tartan Army. It took a wee while to get the lines right. The hook line was, of course, Scotland's going to do or die because England can't do it because they didn't qualify. That was the hook line. But before I know it, I'm getting phone calls to say, "You're on top of the pops." 38 years of age, I'm on top of the pops. I'm #1 in Scotland, I can't believe it. Then the next thing, I'm #6 in Great Britain, and I'm on top of the pops twice. And you think, you know, I've made it. And then at the end of the night, on top of the pops, all the kids are looking about for autographs, and this tall black girl, she was gorgeous, really nice lassie, she said, "Excuse me, can I have your autograph?" So that's best wishes, Auntie Cameron. And she looked at it and she went, "Who are you?"
Glasgow and football, it's a marriage made in heaven, and I am definitely a product of that marriage. I remember as long far back as I can, just coming out and playing football from when it got light in the morning to dark at night in the parks on the south side of the city, and I've had a love affair with the game ever since. Most of all, of course, I suppose it is about Rangers and Celtic, a grumpy old couple at times who don't always get on, but my goodness, their matches at Ibrox and Celtic Park, sometimes for all the wrong reasons, were unbelievable. This is a city which, of course, is the Great Hampden Park, which has hosted international matches. I've been in Hampden with 130,000 people inside the ground. Note, I didn't say I've seen matches there, because actually, when I was a wee boy, I couldn't see a thing, but I can close my eyes and remember the atmosphere, and it's so thick in there you could cut yourself a slice of it.
As a kid, I became fascinated by boxing, and that was because of Cassius Clay, who of course became the legendary Muhammad Ali. And I then went back and discovered, you know, some of the Scottish boxers, and one of the guys who obviously caught my imagination was Benny Lynch, who won first Scottish boxer ever to win a world title. And when he was winning these boxing matches, he was coming back to Glasgow Central Station. It was almost like the Beatles arriving at New York. You know, there was thousands of people there to greet him. Then you move on to, you know, guys like Jim Watt, and I was lucky enough to get tickets to go and see Jim Watt when he won the world lightweight title against Alfred Pitalua at the Kelvin Hall in Glasgow. Then, of course, he defended his title successfully on several occasions, became Sports Personality of the Year in 1979. And I've been a fan of boxing ever since. I mean, you know, it's an old cliche, but I think that Glasgow guys tend to punch above their weight, well above their weight when it comes to boxing. And when you look at somebody these days like, you know, Ricky Burns, world champion, very, very nice man, and a great ambassador for Scotland, you know, a great ambassador for Glasgow, because he's a fantastic boxer.
Let's show him how it's done, Ricky. Body shot. Right, Kevin, that's what you've got to look forward to.
It's just that noise and it's level with my nuts. Imagine getting one of them right in the balls. Oh, that's on that.
That's it. It shows when you're punching, all the force is going up your arm. Right. If you punch it like that, if you're never connected in the bag properly, you could damage your wrist.
Aye, I've damaged.
Okay.
I've got very strong wrists.
I believe you have,
Years of practice.
1, 2.
I've been working on my wrists since I was 13.
Right, left, right.
Don't say right, left, right. Talk to me in PlayStation terms. X circle, L2 square.
The Saltire flag being waved proudly. Glasgow will be hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2014.
When I heard that the Commonwealth Games were coming to Glasgow, I thought, really? What's that about? I've always kind of thought of Scotland as really a one-sport country, but of course I'm wrong. And so many people in Glasgow embraced the whole idea of the Games coming to this city, and what's left and what's going to be there for decades to come in terms of the infrastructure and the way they've cleaned up the East End and really spruced the city up is amazing. It really is. And it's something that we'll be talking about for decades, 50 years, 100 years to come. I'll just probably not be involved in the conversation, to be honest.
Gach bliana had 3 moulin luchttoerische tuil het Ballamore Glasgow, agus is mahistíoch. Het laatste bij kon je immer verkanen in de brine show, agus tank de helft geweld galig na misk. Agus hak al round de luchttoerisch, het kanak heurisch, na tain taski, na bootjen, agus na tain bi. Raisako, nach al curry chomariain und maatjes a biele, sa hadiain aan de Glasgow. Halik meles kom alaram, gesonach tuilse peen.
After a long, tiring flight from Toronto, Bert and Dunk have arrived in Scotland to tie up their Auntie Agnes's estate. Their first trip back to Glasgow in over 27 years is tinged with sadness.
Well, first of all, we've got to head into the city centre. Got to juke in there and get the keys from my poor auntie's house. And then down to the serious business of getting in a few runs of golf while we're here, you know.
Glasgow, hey? It's 27 years since we left Glasgow. 27 years! I'm proud of one thing. We've both still got our accents.
Anyway.
So what kind of motor are you after?
Sorry, what was that, Hen?
What kind of car would you like?
A big one. 4-wheel drive.
That's right, it's got to be a big motor, lassie. Mm-hmm.
Get yourself plugged in there.
That's up there.
What's the horn there, Bear?
I can't believe the size of this motor.
Jeez, oh, I know, it's absolutely toty.
Harútagin me dhéon glasachúna a bhís tíine stí is ítelan haideach tucailtach dia. Agus ha minister gaineach na háteach an nisacad agus a gceineach timime fiúid, agus a gceineach déach am hín, agus alltha Glasachó a náhain chlúid déis mí an bhéla, sa sealaga siit a ddíach méarhheach sé bella lé a hanna Glasachó, agus súla mis go raibh gan na dóid na séir éichings go féich go mór sa há, chu cúchlateach sa há, chu uaine sa há cuteach sé dóid séirbhí go éiching van an náir.
Ha Glasachó a bhésig le Lonely Planet, mar ferte fríamh bhailte tuirasach go thuúil, agus chaúna go bhí sin fír, or ha dúnear le cáirstel an sa bhela ha seo, ma dhéras tú stúra gáir. Fer a damú mar a begéise go cáte bhile dráid a bhfuú mach. Agus ha mis muineach cil singe chunda go mórnar a bhí go tuirasach, hat a gur fáilte chríar dúine bh ga cean gan thuúliú, agus stoch nach na dúine sin gan tusin do bha ach hat móchail go bhfuil blás agus cáirtes gan féomh.
Ages ago, I did this wee film, and I hope nobody ever actually gets to see it. But it was for a tourist thing, and it was to promote Glasgow as the kind of gateway to the Highlands. So they wanted something with a sort of Highlandy flair to it. So I wrote this wee song that I thought might just pull the tourists in. And it went, if I can remember it, it went, Céad míle fáilte, 100,000 welcomes to you. Céad míle fáilte, it's the greeting that's so true. From the high, high highlands to the lowlands misty glen, here's 100,000 welcomes. Céad míle fáilte, my friend. Now, I don't know whether that boosted the tourist industry or killed it stone dead. I suspect the latter.
Well, Glasgow is a great city to visit. I think it really punches above its weight in terms of things it offers. You get boutique hotels, great restaurants, great shopping. I mean, it's all here. And you speak to, as well, to any bands that come. To a man and woman say it's the best place to come because people are really up for a party. It's a party city. Very hospitable, very welcoming. We will welcome your efforts to come here and we will show you a good time. So generally speaking, hospitality is second to none. Not always, though.
Stocha go bhfuil cuit de gine smúnecha gur áte donna hanna bailagóin ach chaimiis smúnecha gréirte má hananis le said chaimiis am hógáile seo agus chaimín nuair san sias lúnain agus bha mér san tíige bailagóin son áte asclaige seo chanáú áte said léhéid na teacin anna bailagóin ha sin ar cuitecha le said íomhhaid bailagóin hógáil ach dúlaigh si a fón.
We had this penthouse in London, in the city, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely fantastic. She says to me, I want to go back to Ballygowan. That's where my family's from. Run a bed and breakfast. I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. I bet that'd be beautiful, you know what I mean? Some island somewhere. Be like Brigadoon or something, you know what I mean? The last stop before America. Turns out Ballygowan's Gaelic, innit? For govern. I mean, once you get used to the choppers and that, and I mean, I had a few running battles with kids out the front because of my accent, and avoid the Ibrox home games on a Saturday, it's all right. Can't lie to you though, mate, it's rough as old dogs, isn't it?
Aye, English Brekkie!
Chané díadach go bhfuil bailach Glasach ó héin a dí rúrum, ach siime duine aine me le bhúnis gan na bhela in jo hul is Glasach ó háir sin na blianach in na bhá, agus a há a cheascho adí, agus apit go ag cútú sin Joe Yelip.
I would imagine if you were to ask someone in Japan right now to sum up Scotland in 5 words, those words would probably be whiskey, golf, and Charles Rennie Mackintosh. 60% of those words would be one man, powerhouse, Renaissance man, nothing he couldn't do. I went to school right next to the world-famous Glasgow School of Art, which is just pure Rennie Mackintosh, so I'm probably a bit biased, possibly a bit blasé actually, as we probably all are about such a great man who made such an impact in the world of design and art. And to be fair, he is on the £100 notes. But see, I think that's elitist. I think he should be on the fivers. I think he should be passing through our hands 3 times a day. I think Janice from Greggs should be able to say, that's a Charles Rennie Mackintosh, and Irene. That's where he belongs.
Flatdecke
the two in Ireland, like all like Glasgow, so I think the yen of suas, but if I shall flat the just me on the Valley Road. I think what again hot herring of me out. Get the room, how geld, agus how simply, how dollars jahan, agus how did the hand die torst fuge the hodiken root, agus how fair can see the sun is, agus he way gone in the doing had all the helian, did I give it hot flak for an ice and kujak.
This drawing room studio is L-shaped, with light streaming from a south-facing window. The overall effect is white, with white painted furniture and occasional pieces of dark oak for contrast. And the effect is stunning. Mackintosh believed that his interior should be a unified work of art, bringing harmony to the whole room, where the fittings, the furniture and the decoration was part of the whole decorative scheme.
This is a Glasgow museum called the People's Palace, and inside there's an exhibition to mark Glasgow's 800th anniversary. Now, when the organisers were thinking about who they should ask to open it, they didn't turn to cabinet ministers or Lord somebody or other. Everybody wanted one man, Billy Connolly. It's not easy to define the Connolly mystique. He's like some urban witch doctor, running his hands over Glasgow and unfailingly finding the nerve centres. Then he can tickle until you're in hysterics, or just as easily press hard enough for it to hurt. His millions of devoted patients, on the other hand, seem to see him as more of a gifted faith healer. Perhaps it's that they see in him the realisation of their own aspirations. The kid from the back streets who's now accepted by the powerful, and yet who still speaks their language. Billy not only opened the exhibition in Glasgow, he's in it himself. At the age of 32, he's already been immortalised with his own showcase containing some of his more outlandish props and his record-breaking discs.
Well, the fact that my banana boots are in the People's Palace makes me happy, because Elspeth King, who is the curator, is dynamite in my opinion. I think it's a brilliant museum because it's a Glasgow museum full of Glasgow things, and to me it is alive. So I'm delighted that my wellies are in there, and Elspeth tells me that the children come in and say, where's Billy Connolly's wellies? And that just makes sense. Like saying, where's Santa's grotto, as far as I'm concerned. I think it's brilliant.
So many international performers have come to Glasgow that really you could lose count. I mean, Louis Armstrong has played Ibrox Park, for instance. Likewise, Frank Sinatra. In fact, Carol Kidd, the jazz singer, was his support, and he described her as an undiscovered treasure. Now, that really is a good press to get. But then he should have felt very much at home in Glasgow, because every Glaswegian knows his song, I Done It My Way, by the way.
The Catholic authorities planned for 250,000 to come, and 250,000 did, cramming the park. They represented a third of the entire Catholic community in Scotland.
For those who speak Gaelic, Mo vennach agus mo krátge, Grief anan Jesa Christa.
Chormis ach déich me a hannig go papa a Glaschu agus a cuine mid chomá mar go bug dé a bheit sam trohúlin gíleá a haar na cuineach an acamsa glödig is úpreid na bhaint gúne han nach gomise úrit sin gúne díobh na me bhéa. Hua sin láé sa sáil cuideach, bheit thula cí déspix, thula paraiste a lám a lapa. Agus bha muintead bhara ann nandáran, hanne lisa mar a duine dacha le dé lein bharaich, bheit ann is fat a sa faraiste an na hen sa séin sa cháis cuideach gafat talach díasta sa cuine me sin chamá sa pap an na hen sa húlan dún sa géisteach dúa.
I was 2 years old when Pope John Paul II came to Bellahouston in Glasgow, so I was too young to be there myself. But my parents were there, and also I remember as a wee girl we had it on VHS, and it was something I would watch as regularly as watching Mary Poppins or another video, because I knew my parents had been there. It was almost, I would be in school telling folk, yeah, my mum and dad were actually there. And it was so strange because it came full circle in 2010 when I was actually asked. I was so honoured to sing for Pope Benedict when he came to Glasgow, and my parents were completely overjoyed. I think this was the most wonderful thing that had ever happened. It completely wiped my #1 single off the mantelpiece, and there went the picture of me meeting Pope Benedict himself. It is my mother's pride and joy.
Nelson Mandela was in Glasgow to say thank you for years of support. This was the first city in the world to honour him as a free man while he was in prison.
Whilst we were physically denied our freedom in the country of our birth, a city 6,000 miles away and as renowned as Glasgow refused to accept the legitimacy of the apartheid system and declared us to be free.
In 1988, Nelson Mandela was still a bit of a political hot potato. So to arrange a concert and then try to get it screened on television was always going to be a bit difficult. But simple minds were asked, and they decided to pin their colours to the mast and agreed to not only play the gig, but write a song focusing on his plight, an incredible number called Mandela Day. And that led directly to a whole load of other stars agreeing to play the gig as well, and it became one of the most star-studded concerts that it's ever been my pleasure to attend.
Perhaps the band's biggest concert to date was last year's birthday tribute to Nelson Mandela. It was seen by millions worldwide.
Apart from absolutely enjoying the day, it's one of the best things we've ever been involved in. And in fact, I think we also grew up once again that day, and through the experience of that concert and the sort of bringing together of the concert.
Abed cwrym yn o'r tyrys a horsgo crich, is chadanig col yn chymwr ddiaf yn mach a bal y glasachw. Wel, hasing jedig na hapet yr gaelig yr rhywun, agos y ceilig yn y glasachw is abed tyrys. Chwn ysing tor, agos chwl ysing tor. Agos hamedach ys gydwg na fac ein gad araf, agos gydag wysga cynach yn y ga. Agos doch yn ysg gynwnt isif, gyfer glasachw, agos mwchyd glasachw, adi eith gach wrwm.